So hi there, it's Dulcinea. Welcome to my mental garden, Esoteric Decane's mental garden, where I deal with all things spiritual, all things deep, helping you to get your mind right, okay? Because we need it. So anyways, if you came over from TikTok, you may, some of the things I'm gonna say is just going to be a repeat here as I go deeper into this topic for those who did not come over from the shorter video TikTok. So I do wanna say that this video is really about, how this lunar eclipse can affect you and some of the things that are needed as a result of the effects of the lunar eclipse, as well as how you can transcend or go through this lunar eclipse and the preceding time following it from the effects that it'll have on you, okay? So now I'm not necessarily doing all signs separately or anything of that nature. For this one, it is just a general reading. So if you were led to this video, then most likely something that I have to say is for you. So you just be patient and watch the whole thing so that you can get all of the insights that come through, right? So definitely with what is being shown to me here, I feel like some of you guys have been stuck in a position for a rather long time. You are coming through it. I do want to say that you're coming through it. And the thing about that is there's a search for enlightenment, a search for that moment of clarity, that moment where everything starts to make sense about what you're experiencing. So, really what I'm getting here, obviously, it's really not, a surprise that it's heavily water, okay? Heavily, yes, the moon, but we also have this element of Scorpio here where we know that the South Node, for those of you who are astrology inclined, bear with me because I'm going to start speaking astrology. I'm just deeply there. So we have, the South Node, I believe, the South Node, let me see, what else is it? South Node, Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, I believe, are all working inside of Scorpio right now. We literally have this sun and this moon element that, if you know about the tarot card, so forgive me, I'm just going to talk like So if you would like to learn more, understand I do have a website. Please visit my website where I do teach classes. I do teach people. I've been doing this a long time. I teach you how to read the tarot. I don't necessarily teach astrology, but I, teach how what astrology is in the cards so that you can figure that out for yourself and whatnot. Anyways, not to turn into like an advertisement of all that I do, I would just say, Google me, please. So anyways, with this moon and this sun element here, this seems like a very spot on spread to pull for the eclipse, because with what is being shown to me here, again, there is this watery element that is really the force that is making this such a significant eclipse for so many people. As I was saying about the Scorpio element, where you have the sun, Venus, and Mercury. Thank God they're Mercury and Venus is direct at the moment. But you do have the South Node, which is turning retrograde today, along with the North Node turning retrograde. Now, the North Node is not in Scorpio. The North Node is in Taurus, which is where our moon is, which is the eclipse energy, right? And with what is happening there, all the themes that are triggered by the North and South Node in where they're located at, what you value, what you need to get rid of, are absolutely relevant with this particular energy, 100%. And I just really see that there is a heavy emotional energy here, and there is an energy here where we're stagnated in the space where we're unable to move. We're waiting for the right insight, waiting for the proper this, that, and the other. Now, I've been in the healing community for a really long time. I would say I've been in the healing community all my life, because that is what this is about. And one of the things that I would like to say about that is the fact that people like to think that we have to go back into the past in order to heal the things that we've gone through, but that is absolutely not true. I do feel that there are other ways to reach our points of ascension, to come to our space of enlightenment, or to transcend the things that have burdened us painfully in this lifetime, and that goes back into what I was saying from the TikTok video, that many people are still holding on to what their story is, how that story is is now what they identify with as themselves. You know, our identity a lot of the time is wrapped up in our experience in life. And don't get me wrong, that makes a bit of sense. However, you are not this experience that you're having. You are not this body. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not, you know, this, that, or the other. I am a limitless being, okay? A limitless light being. I think that is one of the most freeing things to understand about yourself, to understand that you are not your circumstances. You are not what other people think about you. And it's like, I would put that on repeat because it's needed. It is needed to understand that that does not make you. However, you're going to be dealing with people who don't understand that concept, who perhaps haven't heard that before. And they're really needing to learn how to release these concepts so that they can actually let go and, you know, ascend or transcend some of the effects that this has had on their personality, and who they are and could be for so long. You know, so what you'll be dealing with is these emotional, you know, woe is me moments, possibly even with what I'm being shown here. I feel like this could even be, you know, unfortunately for some of us, some sort of violence, as well as this element of, you know, like wishing poorly. If you're around people who are wishing you poorly or who you're having a vastly different experience from them, I can't say this enough that you need to put your energy elsewhere. There is no power in feeding sources, you know, so-called out of the kindness, you can't see them fail, and feeding sources that are going down. Because what you're doing is you're actually taking the power that you have to help other people and going down with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really need to be conscious of what you're doing with your attention for this lunar eclipse and for the time that goes further. Like if you are surrounded by people who this is their story, you know, about face, okay, you need to go in another direction and you need to do something else with your thoughts. I mean, if you can't get away, you know, I would, you know, just, you know, try, I don't know, I'd like to say, you know, feeding people's ego, but that can become such a, what do you call it? Vampire, psychic vampire. And I would just say no. And I really am seeing this psychic vampire energy here, you know, and there's, you know, honestly, it's very difficult to deal with that. It will continue to suck and siphon your energy because that person, those people are not necessarily doing the work, they are not doing the work that they need to do to be able to fill that void inside of themselves if they are using your energy to do so with, okay? So, you know, really, I just want to say here that, you know, there needs to be a change of perspective all the way around the board, in regards to what you're feeling, in regards to what some of the people around you are feeling. And if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to change, if you're willing to let go of the habits that you have developed in the past that you're now attached to, please do not stick around in that area where people are not, because it is going to create tension. It is going to cause you to have to work harder, and be mired in what they are subscribing to. So just like I need you to subscribe to this video, okay, they are subscribing to this pain, they're subscribing to this ideology, this way of life, and you don't have to subscribe with them, okay, even though all of y'all should just subscribe to me, I'm just saying. But anyways, you know, I just really see that, you know, there's a need to put off any type of self-detrimental actions, okay, from this point going forward, because it's magnified. It's magnified during this time. Understand that, you know, with Uranus being retrograde, you know, with the moon's energy, and is there anything else with Uranus? Uranus with the moon's energy. I'm just checking here. I don't want to misstate anything, but yeah, because Uranus is there in Taurus with the moon and the north node, understand that your highest concept, your highest part of yourself is going to be difficult to reach, okay, this evening and going forward from this lunar eclipse. So it's going to be really important for you to already have tuned into this element that you are not trying to subscribe to their same okay, so once you just that's what you need to say. That's, you can just kind of walk away, you know, because you could get your, I feel like you could end up mired in a situation that ends up, you know, being drug out. Okay, being drug out. So that's what I would definitely say is something that is here. I also want to say that, it does show me, worries about money, worries about changes, worries about how to bring in some of the things that you want to bring in for the new year. I want to say like the Mars retrograde is definitely the one that is doing that for sure. And it's like trying to help you to give birth to what your calling is. So again, as I was saying in the TikTok video, there is a need for you to take your time and look at what it is that you can actually give to society. If you're not necessarily sure what your purpose is, I would recommend that you find an astrologer that you have been drawn to so that you can get a birth chart reading done that is not an automated system. I do want to say I do provide astrology readings. I am not trying to sell myself. I'm actually trying to tell you how to help yourself. So even if you're not drawn to me as an astrologer, find someone who is capable of doing that so that you can understand what your purpose here, because we're here in a divine time right now on this planet, and it's very important that we tune in, tap in, figure out what it is that we're here to do, and who or how we are here to serve at this time, because that is where you need to put your energy from now going all the way through to the end of this Mars retrograde. And it's hitting me hard because of my Mars placement. I'm having a Mars return at the same time, so I totally understand those elements. So Mars is in Gemini. If your Mars is in Gemini in your chart natally and you know that, then you are also experiencing a Mars return. And very much so what you experienced over the last 6 months is going to be something that you've been thinking about ever since September, thinking about and trying to implement and incorporate and build upon those things. So anyways, this is divine energy that needs to be used properly. So please, don't engage in the what I want to say is necromancy. So my idea of necromancy is the worship of death-giving things. Okay, death-giving things. So you're smoking cigarettes, you're drinking alcohol. I know y'all just like slap, unsubscribe. Because like, no, she didn't just say that. I was like, yes, I did. Okay, it is time for us to stop worshiping the things that are destroying our body. We are no longer living, especially with it being in Taurus. What you value will be the thing that consumes you. Okay, be it good or bad, honey. So if you're sitting there, you're smoking, you're drinking, you're eating poor, that's what I've been on, trying to fix my diet and this, that, and the other. Candy, honey, Halloween got me. So it probably got you too, but I'm just saying all of those things are they're death worship, because they take away or diminish our vitality or our life force. Okay. And we unfortunately live in a society. It's like, you better wake up, honey, because it has been a thing for a really long time. And you have to do all that you can, the best that you can, to stop subscribing to that. Okay. And again, subscribe to that channel. I'm just saying. But anyways, so that is definitely what I would have to say here, that continues to ring here. I really want to say that your inability to be trusting of what the universe has, or your own gifts, your own abilities, or trying to play small, that is something that needs to be left in the past. Trying to play small for whoever, for whoever, or for whatever belief that you're still subscribing to, or thinking that what you believe is also impossible. These are all things that need to be let go of, need to be left in the past. Set yourself free from that and understand that you are a limitless being, So on this channel, I'm going to give y'all books to read. I'm going to give y'all homework. For those of y'all who cannot afford me, y'all can afford some other things that may be going on. I'm not that expensive, I'm just saying. But anyways, like a book, Psycho-Cybernetics is definitely a book that can help you to transcend some of the emotional turmoil that you've experienced in your past, in your own way. And I would say, don't just read it once, read it more than once. Sometimes there are things out here that have been created by some beautiful lights and some beautiful souls that need to be experienced more than once. Do that for yourself. Love yourself enough to do that. I'm ready to see a whole bunch of lights popping out of the woodwork, showing us what they got to help us transform this world. So let's use these energies to the best of our benefit. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Anything you have to say, I'm open to hear, except for the negative. But I will still be here for whatever you have to say or ask. I'm just, again, a Virgo, so I'm absolutely happy to serve. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your attention. And I hope you find something else life-giving to watch. Bye.